Hey guys, it's Pastor Jeff. Wanted to answer a question that was sent via email to me, and it's to do with married couples and those that are engaged about to take that next step in their life together. And the question was simple, but yet so complicated. It was, how do you make a marriage work? And in this day and time, this day and age, how do you make a marriage work when all the odds are against you, when everything, and it doesn't matter if it's unbelievers or believers. When you look at the numbers, statistical, the church, the amount of marriages deteriorating in the church, it's increasing parallel with the amount of deteriorating marriages in the world, unbelieving. So it is a good question, but there's so much to it that I wouldn't have time to do it in one of these short videos. Of course, coming up October 6th, I'm doing a marriage workshop, and I'll have 2 hours. Still not enough time, but I'll cover a lot more. I wanted touch on just the simple things. And the simple things is in a marriage, this is what you should do. Every morning you wake up, if you're given another day, you wake up and you ought to ask yourself, do I love my spouse more today than I did yesterday? And people will say, "What? I mean, that seems so simple." But when you ask yourself and you're honest with yourself, you'll start to see that sometimes you may wake up and realize that it's no, it hasn't changed, or no, I'm angry and we got in an argument last night. And but if you don't, if you wake up and you say, it's about the same, then you need to evaluate and figure out why is that. Because in a marriage, every day you're together, every day you grow closer. And every day that you grow closer, you should become more in love. It's kind of like our relationship with Christ. Every day that we're a believer, every day that we're spending time with Him, and that's the key. Every day that we're spending time with Christ, then we should grow closer to Him in love. So ask yourself that as well. Wake up in the morning and say, do I love Christ more today than I did yesterday? But do that with your marriage, and like I said, ask yourself, do I love my spouse more today than I did yesterday? And then each morning ask again. And if you ever answer that within yourself, no, then you need to figure out why. And a lot of times it's because you have arguments. I've met so many young people that say, "Well, we argue more than we have more bad times arguing than we do good times talking about the children, talking about wonderful things." And you need to figure out why is that. You look at James 1:19, and I think this has a lot to do with it. Is James 1:19 tells us to you know uh, be quick to listen, but be slow to speak and slow to anger. And I think a lot of times, especially with men, I can speak for men, we are so arrogant in our way of thinking that we always want to be right. We always want to have the last word. So instead of listening to what our wives have to say, listening to where our wives are struggling, or how they're hurting, we immediately don't let them get a word in. We try to forcefully intimidate them with our words. We try to win the argument, so to speak, and that's completely unbiblical. We need to be slow to speak. We need to be quick to listen. We need to listen to the needs of our wife. We need to listen to what's hurting our wife. Sometimes it's little things to us, but it can be huge to a woman, or vice versa. I mean, you guys, it's whatever situation arises, but all of us should be a little quick, a little quicker to listen, and I think that has a lot to do with it. There's another, when it says, "Do not let the sun go down on your anger," kind of take that literally, and if you have an argument the night before, don't go to sleep until you've resolved it. I know a lot of people will get tired and they'll just walk away and say, "I'm done with this," and then they'll go to bed, sleep on the couch, or sleep in the guest room. And don't do that. You know, don't let the sun go down on that anger. If you're angry at each other, then stay up to whatever time it takes. If it takes till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to finally sit down, and after you've both calmed down and you can both listen, um, and then do it. I mean, it's so much more important to strengthen your marriage and to resolve the disagreements in your marriage than it is to go to bed at 9 o'clock at night. So make sure you do that. You sit down, you talk them out, you listen to each other, find out what's hurting, what's troubling you, and I'm telling you, if you'll do that, then when you wake up in the morning and you ask yourself, do I love my spouse today more than I did yesterday? You'll find that more often than not, the answer is yes. And I believe that's how to keep a healthy marriage. Just one little trick to keep a healthy marriage. So, again, October 6th, if you guys want to go to the Crossroads uh, Facebook page and sign up. Again, I'm doing a marriage workshop. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's 2 hours. We'll have music, but we're going to do some silly activities with between the married couples. Probably embarrass a few of us. But again, October 6th. So make sure you go and sign up for that. It's just going to be 2 hours, but I can assure you that when you leave there, uh, you'll definitely answer yes, that you loved your spouse more as you leave there than you did when you walked in. So hope you have a wonderful day. I hope this answered the question just a little bit, and I hope you spend time with your spouse and grow closer to the Lord together as a unit. So I hope you have a wonderful day.